Hello, this is the Lord's Legion, and welcome to Cancerous Comment Conduct. For those who don't know what this show is about, this is essentially me going back to one of my older videos and going on my comment section just to find some of the stupidest, funniest, or just downright bizarre comments imaginable. Now this is going to be a shorter episode, mainly because the video in question doesn't have as much comment, but that being said, the comments from this video does tend to have enough material for me to work off of. And the video in question is of course in relation to Spider-Man 3.1. Which has quite a lot of dislikes on that video, and also contains a ton of fanboys flopping to defend this movie. And I can kinda see as to why it has a bunch of dislikes, considering I was pretty brutal when it came down to 3.1. But I'm sorry, I just really hate Spider-Man 3 with a passion. But without further ado, let's begin with the comments. You'd be surprised at the amount of fans who believe a better Spider-Man 3 is hidden among the deleted scenes, and I'm one of those fans. You know what, I am a bit surprised that plenty of people actually want to see Spider-Man 3.1, considering how a bunch of people have made plenty of claims that they have seen the real deal and just leaking the supposed opening credits for 3.1. I mean, it's almost as crazy as A Day with SpongeBob SquarePants, where a bunch of people keep creating footage for the supposed leak of A Day with SpongeBob SquarePants and claiming it to be real. And when it comes down to Spider-Man 3.1, it is that bad. Who doesn't want this? Don't be an ass when you know damn well fans want it. Don't be a damn brat. Out of all the comments that became top comment, and this is the one that got it? And this to me strikes me as one of these troll comments, or at the very least a 12-year-old that's writing this comment. And sure, I was a bit brutal in that video, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is my opinion, I just don't like Spider-Man 3. And adding an extra 20 minutes to the overall film will not salvage it that much. Well, for someone who didn't know this was a thing, I look forward to see something new from the Raimi Spidey films. If I can't get Spidey 4, then 3.1 is the next best thing. Well, technically Spider-Man 3.1 isn't new, but rather a re-release with some deleted scenes here and there, as to which 80% of the deleted scenes from Spider-Man 3 can be easily found on the internet. But I suppose if you're excited for 3.1, then more power to you. If this is true, then Spider-Man 3.1 should have came out around 2008, not 2017. Couldn't have said it better myself, my friend. Couldn't have said it better myself. Then someone responded to this previous comment by saying it's the 10th anniversary and it's also promoting Homecoming. And although you're technically correct, that doesn't excuse the fact that that kinda seems scummy to me. And already, if you already have a director's cut of a film that was panned, then ideally you would have released that a year later. Not just when fans keep on craving and craving to the point where they decide to countless posts in relation to 3.1 and what it apparently consists of. I enjoy Spider-Man 3, but it made so many weird choices like emo Peter Parker. Again, if you somehow like Spider-Man 3, that is perfectly okay, but I'm sorry, emo Peter Parker was the least of my problems. Not accusing you, but how come you always cover the same news as Comic Book Cast a few hours later? Well, maybe because I wasn't aware about a certain news until after the Comic Book Cast make a video on it. I mean, I'm not denying that I am subscribed to the Comic Book Cast, and sometimes I'm actually guilty of making a video that they've already covered. However, I am not the Comic Book Cast. As a matter of fact, I often have different opinions in comparison to the Comic Book Cast. In the Comic Book Cast video in relation to Spider-Man 3.1, Armin was talking about how amazing this is and how this could actually fix Spider-Man 3. However, I had my own opinion that was completely different to Armin's, and I feel like Spider-Man 3.1 has came out a few years too late. But at the same time, I was addressing that it is a good idea because many people have actually been craving for 3.1. So really, when it comes down to it, they look at things one way, I look at it the other way. And so long as you have something completely different to add to the topic, I see absolutely no problem in making a video in relation to the same topic that one person has made. Because at the end of the day, it actually adds to a discussion. I agree, this sounds really stupid and a waste of time. Sure, Spider-Man 3.1 would add a few improvements to Spider-Man 3, however I feel like the supposed extra 20 minutes is not enough to salvage that film. It may fix one or two things, but ultimately you will have the same film. So you know what, Tev, yeah, I agree with you. And then someone responds saying, you might be wrong about Spider-Man 3.1, it might be amazing, I have waited 10 years already. I hate sounding like a dick, but have you really waited 10 years just for an additional 20 minutes of deleted scenes? As to which you could find majority of them on the internet anyway? I mean, sure, 3.1 does promise a few more things that we haven't seen before, but like I said, I highly doubt that these extra scenes would salvage that film. Take for instance the extended cut of the Suicide Squad film, that had a bunch of deleted scenes that have been added into this extended cut, and some of these deleted scenes were fantastic, but when you really think about it, these deleted scenes don't really amount to much for the overall experience of Suicide Squad, and ultimately you have the exact same film. They'll have more Venom. Oh, so by more Venom, you mean the scene where Venom was in a reflection of Peter Parker for a brief moment? As well as that unused footage of Venom swinging around that remained unfinished? I mean, sure, that is technically more Venom, however, it doesn't really add much to Venom's character. And if these deleted scenes don't add much to Venom's character, then what's the point in having them at all? I have a deleted scene of Venom leaked last year. Yeah, sure you have, pal. Like, I actually checked out your channel and I came across this video that I'm guessing you were talking about. But I'm sorry, you are clearly chatting out of your ass. Because near enough the entirety of this video are stuff that we've already seen from either other leaked footage or whether they're just from stills. So for you to say that you've got them leaked and stuff, you're just clearly chatting shit. Because I'm pretty certain that this entire video is just 100% BS, and all this missing material has already been exposed through one way or another. By the way, if anyone's interested in any of this, then I'll link this video in the description down below. I'm actually very excited for this new cut. I love Sam Raimi's trilogy so much. He just knew how Spider-Man should have been perceived in cinema, and they did a great job with the trilogy. And it's funny how everyone likes to hate on Spider-Man 3 when in reality it wasn't that bad, and definitely better than The Amazing Spider-Man 2. You see, the reason why people hate on Spider-Man 3 so much is not because people want to jump on the bandwagon, it's just purely because it destroyed an otherwise great trilogy. And even if you look at Spider-Man 3 on its own, it is still a very poor film, as well as being one of the worst films I have ever seen in my life. And I know it's decisive to say that it's better than The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I'm sorry, you are so wrong. I mean, sure, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 does have its faults, mostly with the world building aspect, but if you look past that, you can still have a ton of fun with The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I know I'm in a very small minority when I say this, but The Amazing Spider-Man 2, in my eyes, is probably the best Spider-Man film I have ever seen. To me, they just captured Spider-Man so well, and also has some of the best moments in any of the Spider-Man movies, period. And if you compare The Amazing Spider-Man 2 to Spider-Man 3, you can tell that The Amazing Spider-Man 2 does have more heart in comparison to Spider-Man 3. And the most interesting comment of them all is, I want it. Well, good for you. If you want it, you want it. I mean, no one's stopping you from wanting it. So this concludes this episode of Cancerous Comment Conduct. And one thing's for certain, it seems that majority of these people who have commented on my video haven't seen the entire video. Because I feel like people have only seen the intro of my video, and then decide to just comment away and try to attack me on this. And despite how I was brutal on that video, I did look at it the other way, and I did establish that there are plenty of people who actually want to see Spider-Man 3.1. But at the end of the day, you know, it's one of these things where you're gonna have a ton of fanboys who will flock to defend Spider-Man 3 regardless of its quality. So I'm going to end this video right here and there, and as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, take care, and have a good one.